Happy tax season. How is everybody hanging in there? I wanted to touch on today a quick video about how to get out of being stuck in your reconciliations. I have had so many calls the last couple weeks, new business owners, frequent flyer business owners, friends and family who are business owners who are stuck in their books when it comes to the reconciliation. So proud of them, so proud of you for understanding how important the reconciliation is. But what do you do when you go to reconcile and there's transactions missing or extra ones in there, something's not right? I wanted to take time in this week's video to walk through how to fix a reconciliation. So let's go ahead. I have 3 really easy steps you can take when you're in your reconciliation. If there's a problem or a problem you can't identify, how you can go ahead and fix those. So let's go ahead, hop right into QuickBooks and figure it out together. If you're new here, welcome to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Katrina. My business partner and I own Empower to Profit, where we help business owners just like you learn how to put more of their business profit into the personal pocket. Because if you aren't making any money in your business as the business owner, is all this hard work and stress even worth the business? So today we are hopping into QuickBooks, looking at reconciliations and easily identifying and quickly fixing these reconciliations. Okay, so here we are in the bank feed, and so we're gonna go ahead and push all of our March transactions through so they match through and then dump out into the register. So we're gonna match these. This is gonna make me double check. I want to match up the dates to this expense. And now this one matches. So we're good there. So from here, we're going to go ahead and reconcile this MasterCard. So I'm going to select my card. And this is what the reconciliation screen looks like. So I have been getting asked a lot of questions lately about what's going on with my reconciliation. There's transactions in there that shouldn't be. For some reason, I can't reconcile to 0. A lot of people are trying to catch up their books for end of year for taxes. So I wanted to walk through a little bit of how we go ahead and clean this up. So if you're looking at this screen, you can see how some of these transactions have the green box and then some of them don't. So in most cases, you're going to see these transactions that don't have the green box, meaning that they were manually entered or they didn't come through the bank feed. So a lot of times in the reconciliation is when we discover that there hasn't been things included in the bank feed that should have been, and then we can add them. In this situation, these are expenses or transactions that have been put in that should not have been put in, and now it's messing up the reconciliation. It's important to remember that if these transactions are in the register, then that means they are coming through in your reports, which are going to affect your profit and loss report, your balance sheet, and any other reports that's connected to that transaction. So what should be done is you want to pull up every transaction that shouldn't be and try and figure out why it's here, who put it in, is the amount wrong? A lot of times this payment account can be incorrect. Let's say this one should have been, this was actually a Visa transaction and not the MasterCard. So you're going to save and close that and get it out of the register. So we're going to go ahead and do that for all of these ones that shouldn't be in here. So yes, this transaction occurred, but it was actually made through my Visa. We're going to get rid of that here. So this was a transaction that did happen, but this was actually connected to my checking account. So we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to go through and clear up all of these transactions that shouldn't be in here. Another situation that you might run into is having an expense that shouldn't be there at all. So if that's the case, let's say, oh, this got in here by accident, it should have never been entered. You're going to pull it up like you did the other ones, and you can either void it and make this amount 0, or you can delete it, and that will delete it from QuickBooks altogether. So always be very careful when deleting, but sometimes there are expenses on there that shouldn't be, and they need to be cleared out. Okay, so now here we are, and we are reconciling to our bank statement, and we're saying, yes, all of these transactions are what should be included in this. What's the problem? Why is it still not right? So here we have our ending balance is correct, our date is correct, but something is still not right because this number should be 0. A lot of times QuickBooks will try to be helpful and they will enter in this starting balance transaction with an incorrect amount. It tries to be smart and pre-fill it for you. This is always one of the first things that I check when in reconciliation is being a little bit wonky, because more times than not, it's going to pull in a random number that's going to throw off a reconciliation. So an opening balance, this should be $1,000. So you can change it right from there. Or you can open it up and change it in the journal entry or the line, depending how the opening balance was created. But see how when changing that opening balance, and your opening balance is used, see how there's no beginning balance? It would either be this beginning balance would be $1,000, or I need to add an opening balance to create that amount. And you're going to get this from your statement. It's going to be either the ending balance of the previous month or the starting or beginning balance on the statement that you're looking at. So those numbers are important, and that's what's going to identify if you're correctly reconciling or not. So I've seen a lot of these problems come up lately as business owners are trying to get their accounts caught up and reconciled and clean. Important things to look at, again, when you're reconciling an account, you don't want any extra transactions if they're in the register, they are in your reports. And if they shouldn't be here, they need to be fixed, deleted, adjusted. They need to be dealt with. You should not have things hanging out in your register. Another important thing to view is your beginning balance. If that's not right, it's going to throw off the whole reconciliation. And then your information, so your ending balance and your ending date. Always double check those. Sometimes they get miskeyed and it makes it so you can't reconcile at the end of the month. So those are the important things to remember. Let's say you checked all of those or you don't see the journal entry or the opening balance in your register. What should you do? So you can always look at your register this way, and sometimes when QBO pulls it in or when you start the credit card amount, they will automatically reconcile this opening balance. So before you reconcile, you might have to go into the register, unreconcile this, save it, and then you'll be able to go in and reconcile the month. So those are my quick tips for reconciling an account that seems a little bit tricky. Those are the main 3 reasons why something is typically not reconciling. It can be a bit messier than that, but usually if you are up to date and then all of a sudden, like something starts getting crazy, or you opened up a new account and things look wrong, or you have extra transactions in the register and you don't know if they should be there, these methods that we walked through today will usually clear those up pretty quickly, pretty easily, and then you can get back on track for reconciling.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's videos on how to fix reconciliations. If you have any other questions or any other sticky places you got stuck in a reconciliation, go ahead and comment below. I love to hop in and walk through some of those with you. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, cheers to profit.